Cinema Gold Show. I'm your host, Larry Lace. Today we're looking at the latest movie news and streaming news from around the industry. First, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Pondex, for sponsoring this episode. Pondex are the hottest new tool for podcasters looking to have more meaningful conversations or gamify their podcast. Simply shuffle up, ask a question, let the content roll. Get yours today at pondex.com and use code Larry21 for 10% off your order. And now let's get on to our first topic. Scalpers are selling Spider-Man No Way Home tickets for thousands of dollars, but the question is, are people actually buying them? Tickets for Spider-Man No Way Home went up Monday morning and quickly broke the internet. But as with any hot ticket this year, scalpers were quickly to offer solutions at insane markups. With movie ticket sites crashing under demand, some folks turned to resellers to get opening night tickets for the upcoming Spider-Man movie. But the convenience doesn't come cheap, as scalpers are selling Spider-Man No Way Home tickets for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. According to eBay's sold listings, some tickets were put up for sale for as much as $25,000. Though a sold listing merely indicates someone has agreed to purchase a Spider-Man No Way Home ticket for that much. Other listings have sold for up to $100 per ticket, while movie theater tickets are certainly more expensive than they were years ago. Paying hundreds of dollars for a $20 movie ticket still seems excessive, even for opening night tickets. Spider-Man No Way Home tickets are just the latest item scalpers are putting up for sale at huge markups, alongside hard-to-find consoles like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Spider-Man No Way Home is the third movie in the Tom Holland Home Trilogy, though producer Amy Pascal revealed that Sony and Marvel are conceiving a new trilogy with Holland set to return, which we'll discuss later in the show. Hype for No Way Home is at a fever pitch, especially since it's set to bring in characters from other Spider-Man movies like Doc Ock, Electro, Green Goblin, and more. Speculation has it that other Spider-Man actors, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, are also returning, though everyone involved has avoided answering whether or not this is true. That hasn't stopped the internet from asking Andrew Garfield constantly if he's returning as Spider-Man. While Garfield keeps dodging the question, he did reveal that Tobey Maguire is his favorite Spider-Man. Check out Have you checked out the trailers for Spider-Man No Way Home? Let us know in the comment section below. What do you think about the movie? And would you be willing to pay thousands of dollars for a $20 ticket to watch Spider-Man on opening night? Let us know. And now on to our second topic. A new Spider-Man trilogy is coming. Spider-Man No Way Home is set to wrap up the current trilogy of Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man movies soon. But Tom Holland's incarnation and the web-slinging hero isn't hanging up his suit just yet. Sony producer Amy Pascal has confirmed in an interview that Holland will return for a future trilogy of Spider-Man movies that will continue to be set in the MCU. Quote, "This is not the last movie that we are going to make with Marvel. This is not the last Spider-Man movie. We are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. It just isn't part of... We're thinking this is 3 films and now we're going to go on to the next 3. This is not the last of our MCU movies." Marvel and Sony are going to keep going together as partners, she added. While it may seem obvious that more Holland starring Spider-Man movies would be on the way, the unique licensing deals around the characters mean that things are much more complicated. That's because, unlike virtually every other major Marvel hero, the rights to Spider-Man and his associated villains, allies, side characters aren't owned by Disney. They're owned by Sony, who picked up the rights to the character all the way back in 1998. A major 2015 agreement between the two companies allowed Marvel Studios to integrate the character into the incredibly popular Marvel Cinematic Universe series of films, in exchange for Marvel Studios co-producing Spider-Man films set in that same universe for Sony Pictures. That deal has seen its ups and downs over the years, with drama in 2019 seeing a dispute between Sony and Disney almost end the deal over profit-sharing negotiations from the MCU films. The first of two, which have nearly hit a combined $2 billion at the box office. Although the companies were able to patch things up a few weeks later with a new deal, the details of which are clearly still largely unknown. That quirk of licensing leads to a lot of weirdness with the recent Spider-Man films, like the fact that Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home aren't available on Disney+, or why Tom Holland's incarnation of the character has yet to appear in the recent Venom films or the upcoming Morbius. Since then, though, things appear to have been more amicable between the studios. Sony Pictures recently signed a deal that would license out future film releases for Disney's streaming platforms starting in 2022. Marvel Studios has already announced an animated prequel to its Spider-Man films, Spider-Man Freshman Year, coming to Disney Plus in the future as well. Still, while Spider-Man's future in Marvel Studios films is assured, Pascal was more coy about the character showing up in Sony-produced films in the future, telling Fandango that, quote, "We all want to keep making movies together." How's that for an answer? And on to our third main topic. Chucky has been renewed for Season 2 on the USA Network. Get ready for more of everyone's favorite creepy doll, because the hit USA Network sci-fi series Chucky has been renewed for a second season, coming next year. Excuse me. The renewal news was confirmed ahead of the show's Season 1 finale set to air today. The TV series tells the story of what happens when the murderous supernatural doll turns up at a suburban yard sale. An idyllic American town is thrown into chaos as a series of horrifying murders begins to expose the town's hypocrisies and secrets. Chucky is created by Don Mancini, the screenwriter of the original Child's Play movie, and many of its sequels. The series itself serves as a sequel to the seventh film in the Child's Play franchise, Cult of Chucky, which was released in 2017. It's been a major ratings player for USA, and its sister network Sci-Fi reportedly have been watched by an impressive 9.5 million viewers across all platforms in its first season. About the announcement of Chucky's second season, Mancini said, quote, "We're thrilled to start pulling the strings on a second season of Puppet Mayhem with Chucky. Many thanks to our partners at USA, Sci-Fi, and UCP for their incredible support and guidance, bringing Chucky to the small screen, bigger than ever. And to the fans, Chucky sends his still undying thanks and a message: this isn't over, not by a long shot. You better watch your backs in 2022. The Season 1 finale of Chucky airs today at 10 p.m. Eastern on both USA and Sci-Fi. Additionally, all of Season 1 of Chucky will be available to stream on Peacock starting December 1st. Two Marvel projects have the distinction of being the most pirated titles of the past week. Disney Plus's Hawkeye and Sony's Venom, Let There Be Carnage. After a 2020 largely devoid of Marvel heroics, minus the final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., 2021 has been bursting with new projects from the comic book behemoth. The MCU has finally entered its Phase 4 with the release of movies like Black Widow and streaming shows like Loki, while even Sony's normally separate efforts have found themselves tied to the franchise, thanks to the onset of the multiverse. Though movie theaters have gradually started to inch back towards normal, streaming remains a major part of the entertainment industry. And that means there's a boatload of piracy going on. TV shows have long been ripe for pirating, but the decision to send movies to streaming earlier than normal within the past year has led to an increase in the issue on that side as well. Earlier this year, Black Widow became the most pirated film of the pandemic, mere weeks after it became available on Disney+. Meanwhile, Legend of the Ten Rings avoided being pirated as much thanks to its exclusive theatrical run. Based on the numbers for the past week, Marvel titles remain popular choices for piracy. According to Deadline, Data company MUSO revealed Hawkeye and Venom 2 were the most pirated projects for the week of November 22nd to the 28th. Hawkeye topped the television list with an audience share of 26.7%, followed by Amazon's The Wheel of Time and Showtime's Dexter New Blood. Meanwhile, Venom 2 was the most pirated movie of the week thanks to its recent VOD debut. It had an even bigger audience share of 38.3% and was followed by No Time to Die and Shang-Chi. Since exact figures for these kind of things are hard to track, it's difficult to say whether Venom 2's piracy numbers come close to Black Widow's. Still, even without knowing specifics, it's probably safe to say that Sony's movie is in better shape since it went the exclusive theatrical route. Plus, Venom 2 found plenty of success upon release. So Piracy likely hasn't detracted from its winnings too much. It scored the biggest opening weekend of the entire pandemic back in early October. It stands as the second highest grossing movie of the year on the domestic chart. Hawkeye is no slouch either. Though Hawkeye trailed Loki in terms of Disney Plus viewership, it still has 4 weeks to build upon its audience and make its mark on Disney Plus. The Jeremy Renner-led show is the last MCU streaming offering of the year, and with the holiday season ramping up, its Christmas-themed story might pull in even more viewers. If anything, these figures indicate one thing. Hawkeye and Venom 2 hold plenty of appeal for audiences, even if they aren't accessing it in a legal way. In our final segment, the Pondex Movie Night segment, where we pull a card from the Pondex Movie Night deck available on the Podex app and answer the question. Today's question: what's your favorite movie of all time? That's a tough one, but I'm going to go with Clue. I really like whodunits, and it's a really interesting movie. It's probably one of the first that had like multiple endings, which I loved how they wrote that into the movie at the end. But yeah, it's definitely a Clue, I think. And I could watch it over and over and over and still laugh and have fun watching it. But let us know in the comment section below, what's your favorite movie of all time? And as always, thank you for watching. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and you can find us on Instagram. Just search The Cinema Gold Show. And if you want to support the show, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. Thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time.